Good morning, guys. It's 9:38 in the morning. It's 67 degrees here on a Saturday in March. Gonna go out and check the hives for swarm cells, see how they're doing with the formic, and put in a few of Michael's at 21 bees drone frames and get things started. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna get started on the little box over on this side. See how they're doing. We got quite a breeze going this morning. So we'll see how it works out. They're eating up that honey. This top box is probably still just honey. Yeah, quite a bit of it still. There's one that they have almost completely emptied. So they're getting. That kind of tells me that they've probably emptied all the honey from the bottom box. And they're starting to throw this, get rid of this. Yeah. Are the honey still left on that one? All right, let me see where that empty one was. Move it to the outside. With the full side facing in. Nice fast look at that box. I was kind of hoping they'd have all these honey boxes empty because it won't be long. It'll be time to put supers on. Oops. There we go. Whew. All right, there's my one formic. I put in this one because it's a smaller box. They've started to propolize it. Let me just put a little smoke down there. Stand over here. That worked. Move the box out of the way. All right, it's honey frame. Quite a bit of it's gone. Same on this side. They've liquefied a bunch. All right, the next frame over, make sure I didn't miss that. Yeah, there's no brood on that box. So the next frame over is brood. And there's a very good pattern on both sides. It's a lot of bees. They built drone cells across the bottom again. She's wanting to make some drones without destroying her frames. So we're gonna fix her up today. I'm gonna put a drone frame in down here. Scoot that over. There we go. All right, there's one that's recently hatched out. And looks like we probably got larvae filling in the other side. See, they're bare in the middle. See a couple of bees coming through there with fresh pollen. We have plenty of pollen right now. Everything is blooming. All right, good pattern. It has lots of larvae all the way around it. The other side is the same way. All right, so I just want to look at these other frames. All these bees are staring at me. Quite a bit of bees there. That's 1, 2, 3. This next one is all brood. That's 4. And this one's honey. All right. So this little box has got 4 frames of brood. All right, that looks like a good frame to pull. All right, we got these nice frames from Michael. Going to move the 2 frames of honey over. And put this right there at the edge of the brood. It seems like I heard somebody say you put these in at 3 or 7. That would be 3 or 7. Depends on which way you count from. So. Lots of honey, especially up top. So they've got resources, they can build that up pretty quick, and she can lay. Let me move that over to one side a little bit. So they can have that built up to lay in pretty quick. So I don't need another box yet. They got so much honey, I don't want to feed them. We're just going to let them go, just like that. Now, I want to dig into this big one. Also, so we get some fresh air. They don't get too hot. All right. Now this one got this medium super that I moved up and put an empty box in because they were running out of room. You can see there's a lot of bees. Well, you might not be able to see. Anyway, quite a few bees sitting in the top. They're taking honey quite well. They're breaking down production. Right, see, jump over here, put it out. Leave this right in the middle. Zip it on the side. How many people in this now? Is there already been involved in the matter? Yeah, thanks. That's clear. What's that? Watch out, watch out, the box in the middle. What's the queen of your line? There's no room. I don't want to lay on the super. Yeah, that's doing really well. So they're doing that. Yeah, good. This way I know they're not out of food, but I don't want them to, I don't want that queen to come up here and start laying in this box. I don't want to go back in there. Let's turn it around where the bees are on the other side. Okay, box of honey. A box of brand new frames. And that's the other reason for the super on the top, so that the bees have to go through these. They're building a little wax up on top. They're looking at the frames. These are some of those brand new Hilco frames. Yep, they're getting on them. Quite a bit. I think what I'll do is take this box off for the moment. They're building it, but not much. But you can see there's plenty of bees. So what I'll probably do is move a couple of frames of these up into here to condense them to start moving up a little more. Let's see. Kind of checkerboard them a little bit. Ah, there's one that they're building out. There's a couple of them side by side there, so I'm going to leave those two together. Push that one up against it. All right, let's see if we can smoke some bees down a little bit. Frame of honey. And a frame of honey. Also want to put a drone brood frame in here. Okay, we have pollen on one side, pollen and where they're stripping the frame. And my bees are staring at me again. Okay, we have queen cells. We have charged queen cells. In fact, we have a capped queen cell. Right here, you can see there's a capped queen cell right there, and these are charged. Got one right there you can see real good, but it looks like they've ate off around the corner. But the queen cups along the bottom are empty. So this is our first box that's working on swarming. Put that one back down in there. My concern is the drones. But they are, I mean, they're making queen cells, and there's not many drones. Yep, there's another capped queen cell. A lot of cups. There's a girl that's pulling the larva out. All right, I'm gonna have to take a closer look. I'm trying to see some drones. I mean, there's a lot of drone cells that she's made around the edges. And there's some in the middle. And they got one couple right there that are hatching now. Well, I knew the population was really high in this box. A week ago, when I looked at this, a lot of pollen. I know there was a lot of brood in here. A lot of frames of brood. Lots of pollen. And a queen cell that's been chewed out. All right, we got lots of larvae in this frame. Just tons of pollen. But she's got plenty of room to lay. And that's honey on the outside frame. Okay, population's down a lot. They could have already swarmed. But the last time I opened this box, it was about 5 o'clock, and they would have been, all the foragers would have already been back in the box. So, all right, let's put a drone frame in. Yeah, there's a nice older drone. Okay. So what I should do is split this dude right now. If I don't, it'll do it itself. So I just happen to have a box right here from a dead out. And all that's in it is nice clean frames. There's actually some pollen in it. It's not very old pollen, so. Now they've cleaned all this all these frames out. They were full of honey, and this hive cleaned it out. Okay. So I'm going to put 2 empty frames on the outside. This frame of partial honey. I'm going to go back and find one of these frames with a cell on it. Smoker. Okay, we have resources. And some capped brood. Now, if I accidentally move the frame that has the capped cell and the queens on there, it won't matter because I'm going to leave one of the queen cells in the other box. Okay, there's a cup. Two or three cups. Resources and cups. I think this was one of my 2 with queen cells. A lot of capped brood. Queen cups along the bottom. And a capped queen cell. All right. That one's going to go in there. So I got that. I need some worker bees that aren't doing anything. And these 2 honey frames that I pulled. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to put 1 on each side. I've got a honey super, so I could easily put a whole honey super on top. Okay. Push all of them over. And I think this was another empty frame. Yep. All right, so this queen's got lots of room. She's got lots of resources. This one has a bunch of workers. I'm going to take some more of these and put them down in there. Okay, take these 2 frames. Okay, so put it in here. I'm going to draw these up. Okay, so now I have this deep back on here. Mostly to see if they'll dry out the brood, the comb. Because I start doing a lot of splits, I need more comb. And I'm gonna watch these medium boxes that have the deep boxes that have the medium frames in them. I'm gonna watch them carefully so I can cut that brood off. That's on the bottom of those frames. All right. This one's good. And I'm going to put that medium of honey on this box that I just moved the queen cell to. That way I can get population. And they'll have lots of food to get things going really fast. Guess I need top cover. Here we go. So, just like that, I have another beehive. It's at the cap cell, so it won't be too long that they will have a queen. I'm going to take this entrance reducer and put it on a different setting. So I kind of had it blocked off. So now I want to open it just to the small opening. That will allow the bees that are in there to come and go. There's a lot of propolis built up. And once the queen comes out, she'll be able to get out without any trouble. All right. So we're done here. We got one more box to inspect. Okay. Here we are. We're back over on the east side with my hive that's over here. It's doing really well. I think there were lots of brood. And I put formic on this one as well. And we want to check on them, see how close they are to swarming, if they are, and put it in a brood frame if we can. Alrighty. They still have fondant on the top, which means they have ample nectar sources and they don't care. Hive beetle in my bait. That's the first hive beetle for the year. Well, that didn't work real well. All right. Not a lot of bees up here. Okay, honey that they're converting. Backside is almost all liquid honey. And here's one of those medium frames in a deep box that they built out all the way across. And got drone brood coming up. So let's look and see how much drone. Yeah, don't see any. Not looking real hard because it's not real important yet. Because we got capped drone brood, so it won't be long there will be drones everywhere. All right, we're heading towards the middle of this third frame over, and the bees head straight for the ear, so you can't pick up the frame. All right, we have brood in the middle. We have lots of pollen around it. All right, looks like they've cleared my way. Brood on the other side. Pollen and honey. Put that back in the same way it come out. Come on. One side's bare. The other side's still honey. So that frame could go on the outside. Moving that brood inside. All right, the next frame I think was one of those mediums in a deep. Yep. All right, this one has almost no brood in it. Let me see if it's got eggs. No, it's dry. So I'm going to make them mad and I'm going to remove that. I'm going to scrape it right off of there. You'll see fuzzy drones on this side. Okay. So that takes it back to a medium honey frame. Yeah, there's several of those in here. medium frames. The only reason I scraped that one off is because the drones have already come out. This one, there's a bunch of drones that are about to hatch. They're already cutting holes. And she's laid in the honey super. Which you don't want, but bees do what bees want to do. All right, nice full sheet of brood. Some queen cups, lots of larvae, lots of drone brood. I mean, not drone brood, but lots of capped brood. No cups, no queen cells. They are growing well. Looks like the next two are just honey. Nope, it's brood. And a lot of empty space. A lot of empty space. A lot of brand new drones. Yep, that's full empty space. Okay, let's see. I'll push these back over with the brood in them. This one with the medium frame with all the brood in it still has a lot of capped drones. That one has brood in it. All right, I think this one is light and no brood. Okay. I'm gonna leave it up against the wall for the moment, and I'm gonna put this drone frame in there. Wow, frame 7. Shake the bees off of this honey. Put it in my basket. Now this one has a lot of drone brood, so it's going back in the next position. And then the last frame is still a lot of honey, but it's a lot of liquid honey in the middle. So carefully squeeze it back in there, because there's a lot of bees on it. Okay, now I'm not going to go in the bottom box because most of the brood's up here. There's plenty of food. There's room for her to lay. We're in good shape. Put my bee trap back up here. Back this one that's laying out, I'm going to put it back in there. And that piece of wax. Look at there. There's my queen. Now they tell you to be careful on your top cover. And she already went in the hole. Let me try again. Right there. She's a big fat girl too. She's on the top cover probably was on that frame that I cut off. Big old fat queen. All right, nice big drone. We like drones right now because it's almost time for queens to start being produced. And we need drone population. So, real happy with this one. So I got to see the queen. All right, this hive is in good shape and we're ready to go. All right, that was a fun day. Made my first split of the year. You may think that's not enough bees in that box, but with the workers that were in that honey super, yeah, there's plenty of bees in there. The queen cell will hatch out within a week or two. She'll start laying in another week or two, and well, that hive will be in business. It's got a lot of honey. Now you may be asking, what am I doing with this full frame of honey since I took it out of that box? For right now, I'm going to put it in my freezer so that just in case there's any eggs in it, they won't hatch. And I'll save it for the next round of splits, which will probably be next week. I kind of expect more splits. It might not happen yet, but I've got another box of honey in the freezer and I'll just add this frame to it. And when I'm ready for splits, I got food for them so that we can get them moving. I know where there's a lot of pollen in a lot of these frames, so I can steal some pollen from them and make some more splits. So I hope you liked the video today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and watch some of my videos. The video I just made for the hive stands is linked right up here. Run over and take a look at my new hive stands. I may have some of them to sell in the future. You never know. So thanks for watching and we'll see you later.